After I was diagnosed with PCOS, things started making sense to me. Um, After I came off birth control, my weight shot up like 40 pounds in 3 months. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. My eating habits haven't changed at all. And how can I put on so much weight in such a short time? It's just not making sense. Um, Other things I noticed is, you know, the mustache here started getting thicker, had a couple of hairs under here, and I started freaking out, going like, what's happening to me, and why am I growing all these hairs, and this is not normal. Like, I don't know what's going on, and I never thought anything of it except for, maybe it's just some hormonal thing, of course, and and then other things started coming up, like I started getting skin tags and just different things, and really none of it made sense to me at the time. But as soon as I got my PCOS diagnosis, I was like, okay, it's all starting to make sense to me now. That's why all this is happening. Being on birth control for so long just kind of suppressed everything. And as soon as I came off the birth control, everything just kind of jumped out at once. Breaking out is another one. I've never had pimples. I was, one of those kids in high school that maybe got a one pimple every year. Now, since I'm not on birth control, I seem to break out around the same time every month. It's really annoying. I don't know how everyone puts up with pimples, but I sure can't stand them. She did give me some options for the PCOS. Things like, she mentioned metformin. I can go on metformin, or I can, do Clomid. When it came to the metformin, she kind of left that up to me whether I wanted to do it or not. At that time, I decided I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do a little more research in it and see if it's something I even want to do. After doing some research, I noticed that a lot of times it's like metformin isn't usually given to people who have diabetes, and diabetes is kind of tied with PCOS. In the case where people with PCOS usually have insulin resistance, but after my blood test results, when they were testing me for diabetes and everything, I don't think I have insulin resistance. So the metformin, in a way, makes me feel like it's not going to benefit me at all. I'm going to have to go back to the doctors because I still haven't even talked about the metformin with her again. But when I left then in May, I decided I wasn't going to do the metformin. And then she also mentioned taking Clomid, but that um, they may not prescribe it to me because usually they like to leave that up to fertility specialists. And the only way I can see a fertility specialist if I put my name on a list, but because of my age and because PCOS doesn't mean I can't get pregnant, I'm probably going to be put on the bottom of the pile, and may not be seen for at least a year, if not more. So that's kind of frustrating. So I left the doctor's office that day thinking, all right, I'm going to start the GI diet, try to lose some weight, see if I can get myself to ovulate on my own. Um, so at first I was fine with it. Like I was upbeat thinking, I can get past this. We'll get pregnant with me having PCOS, and which was fine for a couple months, and then by August I was kind of just starting to feel really down about the whole thing. Like, I think I was just getting really mentally frustrated and tracking my temperature every day and not getting the results that I wanted and not ovulating, that I kind of just put the whole TTC thing on the back burner. I just didn't want to think about it, just didn't want to care. I just felt like giving up at that point. Um, but in the end, I think that was kind of good for me because I was able to relax, not think about it, just have some fun. And then, of course, what happens is that cycle ended up being like 29 or 30 days, and I was like, oh, probably ovulated. Of course, when I'm not trying to have a baby, I probably ovulated. So I started back again this cycle, tracking, taking my vitamins, and getting back on this whole TTC bandwagon, which is when I decided to start doing these videos, and hopefully it'll help get my frustrations out and find others like me. But So I guess that's pretty much it for now about my whole PCOS adventure. Nothing too exciting or any of that. Now my cycles have kind of leveled out for the most part to being about 36 days. Um, but I still don't think I'm ovulating. Like, I have no idea if I am or not. I haven't been buying any, like, OPKs or um, monitors or anything because I just didn't want to try to put way too much money into this whole thing. It can get pretty expensive just trying to conceive, and I'd rather try to save my money for other things, hopefully. So right now it's just the basal body thermometer, taking my temperatures, taking my vitamins, and hoping for the best to come. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me today, and uh, I'll probably be making another video next week. Bye.